Hello and welcome to your calming and soothing yoga session. My name is Wilma and I have designed this session to help you calm down after a long day, or maybe if you want to start your day with a super slow and cozy yoga flow. This is for you, so let's get started by finding a comfortable seat of your choice. You can choose to sit down cross-legged like I do, or maybe you find a kneeling position or whatever feels good in your body. And just start to tune into the body, tune into the breath, and notice what it feels like to breathe today. Noticing any sensations, emotions, energies in the body, and just welcoming whatever is present for you. We're going to start by taking a few deep breaths together. This is called equal count breathing. So we're going to inhale for 4 counts and exhale for 4 counts. And I'll count them out. So begin by exhaling wherever you are. And let's inhale together for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let your breath come back to a natural rhythm. And slowly draw your palms together in front of the heart space. You might say thank you to yourself for showing up to your practice, knowing that it will serve you and help you calm down. Nice and slow, come forward to all fours. You'll bring your big toes to touch and sink the hips back. Start to walk the hands forward and melt down into a child's pose. Now, if it's not comfortable for you to keep your knees wide, feel free to walk them together. Finding stillness and listen to the sound of your breath. Now slowly activate your hands by pushing down through the fingertips and lifting the palms off the floor. You're going to walk your hands over to the left side, outside of your mat. Keep the arms active and pull the hips back as you breathe into your right side body. And then nice and slow, walk back to center. You're going to slide your right arm under the left. So soft little thread the needle twist here. Feel free to drop the left palm onto the floor, right shoulder down, right ear, and take a few soft loving breaths into your body. And nice and slow unravel. Again, you're going to activate the hands and walk them over to the right side now, breathing into your left side ribs, really filling up the lungs with air, and softening, letting go on your exhale. Take one more breath. And slowly walk your hands back to center. We're going to take that same twist, left arm underneath the right this time. Dropping the left ear down, the right palm onto the mat. And you might direct the breath into the hips, into the spine, into the heart. And again, slowly unraveling, both palms on the mat. We're going to rise up, knees under, hips. Finding just a few rounds of cats and cows. So we're going to drop the belly, arch the spine, look forward and inhale. And as you exhale, round through the spine, tuck your chin to your chest, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly for cow, pull the chest forward. And exhale, rounding through the spine. Move with the breath, just a few more rounds, dropping the belly. And exhaling, rounding through. And then nice and easy on the last one, sink back into child's pose. Taking just one big breath in and out. And then slowly rising back up to tabletop. You're going to walk your knees a little bit back, walk the hands forward, and then slowly start to drop the chest down towards the mat, coming into melting heart or puppy pose. You might place the forehead on the mat or maybe your chin. Taking nice full deep breaths into your lungs. And slowly push into your palms, connect slightly to your center to rise back up. And then curl the toes under, send the hips back onto the heels, coming into a toe stretch. And then we're going to reach the arms up and overhead, and on your exhale, interlace your hands behind the back. You can create a fist or square off the wrists as you open the shoulders, open the heart. Breathe into this intensity in the toes and see if your exhales can soften and release. And slowly release that bind. You're going to come forward onto all fours. Feel free to tap the toes a little bit on the mat. And then again, curl the toes under, send the hips up and back this time for downward facing dog. Feel free to paddle out through the feet, the legs, bending one knee and then the other. And the opposite heel becomes heavy towards the mat. Make sure that your fingers are spread wide, pushing down through the fingertips. And having a slight connection to core so you can support your spine in this shape. And then take a moment to find some stillness and find a few deeper breaths. And then nice and slow, drop the knees down. You're going to walk the knees together and swing the legs to one side. You're going to come into a half butterfly shape. So starting with the right leg extended out to your side, left foot in towards you, so your hips are nice and open. And then we're going to place that right hand somewhere on your leg, wherever you can reach, and take the left hand up and over, finding a nice big side body stretch. An option is to place your right hand on your opposite thigh. Good, nice and slow, come back to center. You're going to kind of pull your right leg back in space so that you can turn to face your right foot, so squaring off the hips to that right foot. And you can bend a little bit into your right leg if you like. That can help you to really hinge from the hips as you find a little bit of a forward fold. Now your forward fold might just be hands on the mat, that's all good. Or you might reach your hands to somewhere on your leg, maybe your ankle or your foot. And then start again to bring your awareness back to your breathing and soften into the stretch. Take one more breath in and out. And then slowly roll up. You'll reach your arms up and overhead and then take a twist. Your right hand comes to your left thigh and your left hand behind you. Now placing the left palm down, spin onto the right foot as you reach the right hand up and overhead and lift the hips up. You can peek at me if you need to. Good, and then slowly release everything down. And then we're going to bring both of the feet together, coming into Baddha Konasana. Placing the hands maybe on the ankles, maybe staying upright, or finding a forward fold. Feel free to interlace your fingers around your toes. And try to find a few deep breaths into the belly. Turning inward here, noticing what's going on. Bringing some awareness to your emotional body. And maybe reminding ourselves that emotions are what makes us human. They're part of our experience. And then slowly start to roll up. We're extending the left leg out this time, right foot comes in, and then finding that same side stretch. Your left hand can be on your leg or your right thigh, and then actively reaching with your right hand towards your toes. You absolutely do not have to touch your toes, but that's what we're aiming for. Just take a few more breaths in this stretch. Nice and slowly releasing, coming back to center and then shifting so that we're facing that front foot. And then slowly finding your version of this shape. Maybe staying upright with your palms on the mat if that's a good enough stretch. Or you're slowly walking the hands forward, finding a forward fold. And finding your way back into your breath. Last couple of breaths. And let your next exhale slowly help you roll up through the spine. Sit up nice and tall and then reaching both arms up and overhead, finding that twist. So your left hand will come to your right thigh, right hand behind you. And then push down through the right hand, spin onto the left foot as you reach your left hand up and overhead, lifting the hips and finding that big, beautiful opening in the body. And slowly melting the hips back onto the mat. This time we're going to bring both legs out in front of us. And we're coming into Paschimottanasana, a forward fold. Now feel free to bend the knees if that again helps you hinge from the hips. And then nice and slow finding your version of Paschimottanasana, folding over your legs and then maybe starting to straighten out the legs to your own degree. Maybe holding on to the ankles or the feet, or just letting the palms rest on the mat. Listen to the sound of your breath. Telling your nervous system that it's safe. Telling your body it's okay to soften. Slowly come all the way back up, straightening out the spine. Just sit up tall for a moment and take a big breath in and out. And while you're seated, place your feet close to your glutes, about hip-width distance. And then nice and slow, start to make your way down onto your back, keeping the feet and the glutes where they are. Once you're on your back, you're going to push down through the palms, so arms are alongside the body. And then as you draw the low belly and low ribs in to support you here, you're going to start to elevate the hips up, finding a bridge pose. Try to shimmy the shoulder blades underneath your heart and then lift your heart up towards your face and your chin to the ceiling. Take one more breath. And then slowly start to release the glutes back down on the floor. Once you're on your back, start to draw the right knee into your chest. Give it a little squeeze, and then we're going to bring the right leg over to the left side, finding a nice big twist in the spine. Feel free to keep your hand on your leg or start to extend both arms out wide. You can gaze up towards the ceiling or maybe to the right, maybe closing the eyes. Come back to center now. Hug the right knee back into your chest. And then switch, send it out. Left leg into the chest. And then send it over to the right side. Opening up through the left arm. Maybe keeping the right hand on your leg or opening it up. Encouraging a softness in the body. Not needing to push or force. Just letting the shoulder blades grow heavy onto the floor. Try to keep the belly a little bit softer and find a few more breaths in and out. And then coming back to center. You're going to drop your feet onto the mat and then let the soles of the feet come together, knees fall out wide, and placing the hands on the lower belly. Feel your breath, feel your body, and listen to any sensations. Knowing that sometimes we need a more vigorous practice to move through whatever we're going through. But then also knowing that sometimes stillness really is the key. So letting the sand settle so that we can see more clearly, or just give ourselves a break. Take a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, feel free to stay here, or you can start to extend the legs out long, finding shavasana for a moment, finding that stillness, encouraging that softness, that ease, and just let it go. Start to draw some deeper breaths into your belly and into your heart. You can start to find some soft movements in your fingers and toes. If you want to take a big stretch, reaching the arms up and overhead, you might do so. Maybe taking a big breath while you're there. And then as you come back to center, you're going to roll over to one side and find a fetal position. And just rest here for another quiet moment as you feel your breath and give yourself a moment of stillness and peace. As you're ready, without rush. Start to make your way back to a comfortable seat of your choice. And once you're seated, sit up tall through the spine, lift your chest, and then let the hands rest gently on your knees or thighs. We'll finish off today by breathing together. We're going to do a pranayama, a breath technique called box breathing. So that is inhaling for 4 counts, holding the breath for 4 counts, exhaling for 4, and then holding for 4. So noticing that beautiful moment in between the inhale and exhale and inhale. I'll count it out. So exhale wherever you are. And let's inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, find some softness, and exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Let it go. Just breathe normally and notice how you feel. Let's place the right hand on the heart and the left hand on the belly. Just find a smooth, natural breath. And bringing the palms together, thumbs up to the third eye. Thanking ourselves for showing up, showing ourselves that we are important and that our well-being, spiritual well-being, emotional well-being is all worth it to tend to. Bowing all the way down, inward, into each other for showing up, and bowing down in reverence to the practice of yoga. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.